If you're listening closely, this week's Leo eclipse will be tuned to the head and the heart singing, "Just for a moment, let's be still." Their lyrics go on to say, "The world's just spinning a little too fast." And from what I've heard from so many people this week, that's really feeling true and intense in our lives. After all, we are literally twirling on our axis at 1,040 miles per hour, all the while we're orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. Well, we have to ask ourselves, what is the healing remedy for all of this? And I think it is just what they say later in the song, "Let yourself get lost in the music." That is really a beautiful motto. It's Leo's best advice to us for enjoying our life. And Leo is the master of that in the universe, in the zodiac. So now, this week, you can count on Playful Leo to kind of bring us together to have some fun. Because, it's always better together. 2 by 2 or 3 by 3, we have the chance of transcending ego, dissolving that belief that separates us, and also through that, we might get to see the folly of our fears. Welcome. I'm Judith Royal, archetypal astrologer, and this is your astrological weather forecast for the week of August 6th through the 12th, 2018. We've got so much happening this week. Venus is going to leave picky Virgo and move into the much more graceful air of Libra. And that god of lightning, Uranus, is going to go retrograde, making the lineup 6 of our celestial bodies in retrograde. I'll tell you more about that. And then August 11th, we have the solar eclipse, new moon, at 18 degrees Leo. So this August, Leo is, hosting this dazzling celestial performance. The biggest event for this week, of course, is that solar eclipse new moon in Leo, 18 degrees, that is coming on the 11th. And what happens in an eclipse that can make it so helpful as well as powerful? I find that thinking of it as sort of a vertical time for thinking vertically, when all that electromagnetic energy is quieter, we don't have the kind of resistance that we might have other days to reaching the higher planes of consciousness, reaching to other dimensions. And so it's a beautiful time, especially since this is a new moon, new beginning, to put your intentions out there and use this energy like a Kickstarter for something brand new in your life. And it will probably you'll probably even feel it, that it will be in the area of Leo's characteristics. So intentions about the way that you are loving, who you are loyal to and why. Look at where you place your devotion to other people, how you're doing with just in general, being friendly and affectionate and being part of your tribe. So the astrological month of Leo is July 22nd to August 21st. This is the most popular time to take a vacation. And why? It's obvious why. Because Leo is known for playfulness and the spontaneity that helps us have fun like a child. So if you happen to be a fire sign That would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then this week is like your own personal new year, a guaranteed, a fresh start. So please stop at the time of this eclipse and put your intentions for yourself out there, letting the angels know, letting our higher consciousness know what you would like to receive. You're putting your welcome mat out, right? Now, if you're an air sign, that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, then this week is sort of out and out spontaneous combustion. You're just going to set fire to things whether you intend to or not. And that is a good thing for creativity. It may not be a great thing for your mood. Down to earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns. I'd like to give you a little bit of a challenge. That is, have some experiences that help you get comfortable with so-called public displays of affection. It'll be good for you. Now, if you're a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, you'll feel so much happier if you just get out in the town square, put up one of those free hugs signs, and even though it's way out of your comfort zone, it really beats staying home having a panic attack. So put yourself out there and open yourself to a lot more, affection. Now this week we begin in the warm air of Gemini, so you can get out your beach reads, or you can cool off in your local library. They're usually air conditioned, right? But careful that we don't start thinking too much, because our relationships don't need that kind of scrutiny. If we want to really step back and look at what's true about our relationships, we want to use our heart. But we begin the week in our heads, so hang on. Now, Tuesday, the moon will still be in Gemini, and at that time, Venus is going to move into Libra. She's moved into Libra that day, and she's going to start singing a harmony with Mars, warrior Mars, who in the zodiac, Venus and Mars are, of course, the lovers. But remember, Mars is now retrograde in Aquarius. And so this is going to be a shift more internal than external in our relationships, a deeper dive and a richer relationship. The god of lightning is in a laser-like standstill on Tuesday. He, from the perspective of Earth, it looks like he's standing still, but he's in that outer elliptic where he's going retrograde. So his surprises, his rebellions, all designed to free us, now they're going to be birthed from within ourselves. So that's looking at those inner dictators that we need to get rid of, from all of that inner conditioning that doesn't often come up for review, but can do that now with Uranus retrograde, and especially since that makes 6 planets now in retrograde motion: Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Mars, and Mercury. All of them helping us look inside. That's a place that sometimes people don't like to look, right? But it's nothing bad in there when we do it, right? Because we find that what's really in there is love. And then we just extend it to others in the same way that light, when it's turned on, right, it just shines. So Tuesday night, the moon is going to move into the misty Cancer waters, which are always it's a time of sensitivity. So she is going to set the tone for Wednesday, and that day is really going to be over the top with more ideas and communications, more than any of us could keep track of, I think. More messages than you have time to read. But they're all designed to take you to some sort of a epiphany, like a kismet experience, especially if you're a water or earth sign. Now, the rest of you would be well advised to put down your books and come out of the library for this one. So the moon is still in Cancer for most of Thursday, which ordinarily has the mood of generous Jupiter, but not this Thursday. That's going to be kind of overcome by a dispute, metaphorically speaking, right, between the goddess of love and the stern and way too serious Sheriff Saturn. That's going to come out late in the day as a sort of like a side dish of irritability. So fire and air signs, you would be well advised to work off your anger with some activity. Don't repress it above all, because then it will just be explosive. And earth and water signs, if you just be really careful, you're not, once again, holding in your feelings, especially holding in anger and frustration, because, that's the stuff that ulcers are made of. So find a way to express this frustration and anger, even if it's just writing a letter to yourself. You don't have to mail it. So the moon is caught fire in Leo on Friday. And she's going to catch up to Mercury, who's retrograde in Leo. And what does this mean? It means that you're going to have a whole lot to say, but there is a tendency to go overboard. So you know how now we joke about, maybe it's not so funny sometimes, about oversharing. Well, that's really up for caution on Friday. So Saturday is that pivotal point when we have the solar eclipse. It'll be 2:58 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And remember, it is a new moon open portal. It's the dark of the moon. You can probably see that orange planet Mars very easily, as well as other stars. But it's so interesting that on this day, this sort of culminating third eclipse, there are no other significant planetary aspects. In other words, the only thing happening Saturday is this. So isn't it so like Leo to take the whole stage and sort of bask in the limelight of being seen? So that is something that I think all of us really welcome. We could, on this open portal, this quietness, invite that kind of transparency about ourselves, where we're willing to lift that veil, well, the veil of illusion, but practically it's that veil that we hide behind, making jokes as a diversion, or just out and out lying, right? Trying to hide who we really are, because we think that that's not something people might love. But of course, you're wrong. We're wrong about that. And so Leo's beautiful, affectionate, lion-hearted invitation Saturday is to show yourself in all your neediness. We all need those big lion hugs. So that's a great day to put that intention out into the world for yourself. And as we are opening our hearts to love. I'd like to join with you in holding the image of letting ourselves get lost in the music of 7 billion single threads of melody uniting into one inclusive chorus. And maybe we're singing a love song together. We're certainly singing that love is alive and well inside us. So thank you very much for listening, and enjoy your week. Enjoy every minute of your day, and fill your heart with love to extend and overflowing to all of us. That's all for now. Bye.